Welcome to the American Real Estate Show. I'm Josue Rebecca Soto, where you learn from couples how they build their business and the life they love.
We are here joined today by some amazing agents, Cassie and Anthony Landron. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you?
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's been a hectic day, but I'm glad we made it.
Oh, good. Well, we are glad that you joined us, and we are just excited to share some of the things that you guys have kind of been going through. But first of all, let's kind of give them a background of where you guys came from. So we know that you guys are both in the military, you're veterans now. And so tell us a little bit about your background.
I guess I'll begin. So I started out, I went straight from high school. I grew up in Orlando. I wasn't really like a straight A student. I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew is that I wanted to get away from my dad. And so the military was they already had prepared me for the military training. So, but anyways, I enlisted into imagery intelligence. I was analyzing imagery. Pretty important job, kind of boring, but because of that background, I was able to delve in and change my career to doing drone operations. And when right before I switched to that career field, I was stationed in Korea, where I met this fine man. So you tell them about your background.
Yeah, I'm originally from Panama, the country, born and raised. And pretty much I graduated high school at 17. My dad said that he went to Vietnam when he was 17, so you're joining the military. So I straight went from living in Panama all my life to coming to the U.S., joining the military, and it's been crazy, but the military gave me a lot of opportunities where I didn't have before, So I'm literally still doing the job that the military is teaching me because it pays great. I'm trying to even do my own business out of it. And at the same time, assist Cassie in anything and everything that she needs.
We'll get more into that, but what is the job that specifically you have with them? Is that aircraft inspections? What is that?
Yeah, it's called non-destructive inspection. And pretty much we do odd methods to inspect and analyze the structures of the aircraft. So I'll use X-rays or ultrasonic testing, infrared testing, and what that does is actually be able to analyze the corrosion, cracks, stress areas, weak spots, et cetera. So
love it. So your clients, they're not the pilots, are they? Who are you servicing?
Usually, there are times where I'm servicing the owners of the aircrafts directly, and we're talking like crazy people that will do like acrobats with their planes, so you can imagine the stress of that they get. But at the same time, I also work for a company that is a maintenance and repair and operations center, and they keep me busy as well. So we specialize on private jets like Cessnas, Gulfstreams, and stuff like that.
I love it. Now you guys are veterans, so you're no longer in service anymore. Thank you for your service. We definitely appreciate that so much. But you keep yourself fit. And so I know I got you on my Facebook. I see your stories every day and you're out there working it. And not so much in the gym. You've been like working out at home and inspiring the kids. Like I see you got your kids doing laps and sit-ups and having fun doing that. The girls, I think, are in gymnastics and you're in the park all the time. Tell us a little bit about that. How many kids do you have, by the way, altogether?
Well, we have 3 kids. They're all toddlers, 3, 5, and 7, 2 girls and a boy. And I guess I'll piggyback and then you can talk about your fitness. But it's funny that you bring up the fitness because he's posting on Facebook. So am I. In fact, he's delving into TikTok recently.
I love it.
But what's crazy is that I started by myself. I used to train one of my friends. She kind of fell off after she got married. You know how that goes. And so I started working out at 5 a.m. and posting. Had one person reach out. Here we are. We started in August. She started joining me, and now she's 40 pounds down.
That's awesome.
She had her best friend join with us. So now we're a group of 3 women. But now, because I've inspired so many women, now tomorrow when we go to work out, we're probably going to have 5 women all together at the gym.
Nice. I love that.
That's
Making an
pretty
impact
awesome.
already. Awesome.
Yeah, and in fact, one of them is a mentee that I acquired through EXP, and she's coming all the way from New Smyrna Beach. And the other, my sister-in-law. So, very exciting.
We're traveling. I love it.
So what day are you on the 75 hard? I know that you started doing it. What day are you right now?
Today's day 41.
41. Wow, that's freaking awesome. You guys are amazing, man.
Oh yeah.
So Anthony, you joined her on the 75 hard also?
Yeah, she got me into it. We both read the book, and we've been strict with it. Well, some people a little bit more strict than the other person, but it's going good though. I mean,
everybody has their journey.
Yeah, well, it's been amazing. I mean, to see both of you guys where you're at. I mean, I see some of your changes, Anthony, and Cassie too. I was like, whoa. So I mean, I think what's most important is the way you guys have been able to inspire other people to really see that, you know what, this is possible as long as we do it all together. You know, we're here for you. So that shows the type of leadership that both of you guys are and bring to the table. So besides, thank you for your services. You guys are amazing leaders also.
Thank you. Yeah. Now let's talk about real estate, because you, Cassie, got started back in Vegas a couple of years ago. Tell us a little bit about that and that transition into Florida.
Sure. So I got my license back in February 2017 when we were still living in Las Vegas. I think was I pregnant already? Yeah, I think I was just pregnant. I maybe hadn't found out. No, I was pregnant with our son. And so I got my license. I was inspired by a friend that was also doing the same job as me in the Air Force, but she was also a very successful realtor. And, but just a few months later, February, I got my license. I did my first transaction, helped one of our friends buy his first home. And then we moved back to Florida in May. So then I had to go kind of through the whole process again when I got here. But I was staying at home with the kids and studying at night, essentially, and finally got my license in Florida. And then I didn't actually, had a job. I was office manager at a holistic center in Maitland, which was amazing. And they kind of inspired me to go for it. I was like, you know what? I need to go into real estate, and give it my all. And I didn't go full time into real estate until, 2019 summer, which was right before I met you guys and joined your team. But between that, even though I was part-time staying at home and having jobs, I helped family members. I had referrals from family members. Heck, I even had somebody through a Facebook mom group. They just so happened to be relocating here. He was a Navy recruiter. His family was coming down, and we just hit it off, and we've been friends till this day. And they were, every experience was so magical for me. I was like, man, this is what I'm really meant to do. I love the process of being with people, and even though I was a rookie, I barely knew what I was doing. It was the service that I gave them. So when we had that family that was changing duty stations from Arizona all the way here to Altamont Springs, they put an offer sight unseen on a home, and finally, right before they closed on the home, they came to visit. And we had a whole gathering at my parents' house and everything, because I wanted to provide them this experience. Like, hey, you're coming, there's a lot of Hispanics here, you gotta, enjoy it. And so they absolutely loved it. And like I said, we've been friends ever since. But I've been full-time, a year and a half now. And once I joined you guys, really pairing up with the right people helped me to just, for my career to take off. And then he's like, hey, I want to get my real estate license too and help.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I love that because the truth is, like most agents, sometimes you have a slow start trying to get into the industry. And I think who you align with matters a lot. If you're in an office that you're not learning and growing and bringing you to those next levels, then you need to really align yourself with that office that can help you attain those goals that you have, right? And so I love that, you know, having seen you come in, and I could see from the start, you know, the potential in you, and you were just really just absorbing everything, listening, you know, and just going with everything that we would tell you. And so, you know, I think that when you're coachable, that you are going to do well in the industry, because really that's what it takes more than anything else getting started is, are you coachable? If you're coachable and you're willing to do those action items that are given to you, you're going to do well, right? And I'm excited that through seeing the growth you had, Anthony, you've decided to join and become a realtor as well. So congratulations on becoming a realtor. You guys are now a powerhouse together. And I love it because, you know, there's nothing better than working with your spouse, I think. You know, for me, I think I've had a great time working together with my husband. It's been an amazing career through all its ups and downs, right? And we talk about that in our book, Married in Real Estate. And for anyone who wants to know more about it, I'll go ahead and drop that link here. Hold on, so that you guys can check it out at marriedinrealestate.com. But
so Anthony, tell us, tell us about, like, what made you really take your test and partner up and form the Landron team. There you go, the Landron team.
You know, I was just seeing how much she enjoyed the work, helping the people, and I was like, man, I want to get into that, you know? So little by little, I was telling her how, yeah, maybe it took me time to finally do the exam, but she was always like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? And then sure enough, I just decided to do the exam and pass it, and now pretty much I'm just trying to help her in anything that she needs, you know, and helping her, showing houses, looking for houses, anything. So it's been.
And I love that, because that you guys complement one another and really help each other. Which one needs help with something, and that's how it should be, man. When it comes to, you know, when you guys work together as couples within this business, there's always something we can all help. We can help each other out with. And I know that you've been an amazing supporter to Cassie in her career, and vice versa. So you guys are, honestly, I'm excited about you guys. You guys are on the right track. You're growing your team. You guys are becoming leaders within your own backyard. You guys are mentors to other agents in your own backyard. So to us, man, we're excited to see what's in the future for you guys.
Mm-hmm. So one of the viewers is asking, how do you distinguish yourself from other realtors, being there's such an influx of realtors? That's a really great question.
That's a great question. I would say the way I distinguish myself, honestly, when I decided that I wanted to take this seriously as a career, I realized that even when I was in the military, you know, I did go, I guess, above and beyond, but not to the level that I did here. So for me, what I learned and what distinguished myself is I started reading, educating myself. And so that helped me to get the confidence, aside from, you know, a lot of people, when I work with them, they're like, you make me feel so special. I remember one client, she made me cry. Well, she was crying too, you know, and so she was referred by my cousin, but I didn't know her, you know, and and so she was looking for houses in Deltona. She's an OR nurse out of Arnold Palmer. And so I was like, oh my God, that's wonderful. I was like, well, look, you're like family. So come park at my house. I want you to enjoy. I know you don't know much about Deltona, and I want to show you around. I want to take you to places, you know, just give you the pros about, you know, Deltona. And so I took them around. We looked at houses. Funny, they went with the first house that we went to go look at. But, you know, I toured them around, all around town, you know, and I just took the time to get to know them and ask the right questions. You know, a lot of, you know, when you begin in this industry, you get nervous. You don't know the right questions to ask. You don't, you know, but for me, I think naturally, I always like asking people questions. And so after I got my knowledge in real estate and all these other things, it just helped to make it complete, you know. So a lot of my clients, even another client I had, well, I'll go back to the other client. She called me after I had given her a little notebook with all the MLS listings. You know, I was like, here's, you know, write a notepad. It was one of those real nice ones from Target. And I was like, okay, sit there, relax. I got snacks and water. And, you know, we just went for a drive. And she called me after that. And she's like, Cassie, you are an angel. Like, I swear God sent you. And she's like, I've never had someone treat me like that. I couldn't believe that. Never had someone treat me like that. And I was just like, you know, I was like, thank you. Yeah. Emotional wreck all the time. But and so that was my clue. I was like, okay, I'm on the right path. I know this feels just so good, even though it could be tough. You know, it was scary because some of those first transactions, I wasn't in the right team. So a lot of the times I was doing stuff all by myself, hoping that the contract looked good and getting feedback from the darn listing agent. Oh, you missed this. Oh, okay, let me fix that, you know. And but I pushed forward. And you know, another client I had, same deal. I drove them around, and you know, just based off of the questions I asked deep questions. Guess what? They went with the first house that we went to go look at. Now, of course, not all of them are like that, especially not in the market right now. But she told me, she's like, man, my realtor that was, you know, helping us sell our house in Las Vegas, man, I had to do all the work. And I was like, what? She's over here trying to take the reins. I was like, I got that covered. She's like, what? Oh, thank God. She was so happy. And so, yeah. And then, like I said, with the other couple, the military couple, where I went as far as having my parents host them in our house with my family. You know, ever since I was little, I love having, you know, we had gatherings at my house, and I always brought my friends to my house because my dad was so strict that, you know, that was the only way I could get my friends to hang out after school. So it's just creating those magical moments for them. It really has to do with the service and then the knowledge.
I love that you say that, because what I hear you saying is that you have built these relationships with these clients. And I think that's what really is going to set you apart at the end of the day. We're in the relationship business, right? And so in an age where we have so much technology and buyers have so much information at their fingertips and they can almost pretty much do it on their own, why would they want to work with a realtor? And the truth is, most people still want to interact with human beings. So we bring that human element. And so if we just focus on building those relationships, the money's going to come later. So how can we establish a better rapport? How can I get to know you better so that I can service you better, to really give you that awesome service? But the other thing, that's point one, is focusing on the relationship. But point two would be being authentically yourself, right? I can't be anyone else but me. And the truth is, you're going to attract your tribe, right? And those clients that work with you are going to enjoy those things that you do. So when you are, you know, you guys, both of you are working out, and you're sharing that fitness journey on your stories, and aside from that, you work with a lot of veteran families and things like that. I think that is so important, because that is going to also attract in the type of buyers that want to work with you, or the type of sellers that want to work with you. So number one is creating those relationships, and number two is just being authentically yourself. That is going to set you apart and distinguish you from any other agent out there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we teach, not only our team members, but we teach, I mean, everywhere. You know, we try it for new realtors, seasoned realtors. It doesn't matter. That this is a relational business. You understand? You have to think about the relationships, build those relationships, and everything else will just come together eventually, you know. And I'm sure Anthony is the same way. I can see how he's so passionate about working and building his business and building those relationships with other business owners. And this is what it's all about. I mean, this is something this is real estate 101. That's what I say. Real estate 101.
How has your experience in the service helped you now in real estate? What would you say that you picked up or learned from the military that's been beneficial for you here in real estate?
I think for me, I always remember a commander that I had that always said 3 T's and an A. Have the right time, have the right tools, have the right training, and have the right attitude.
Wow.
Repeat
Repeat that for our audience again.
3 T's and an A. Times, tools, training, and attitude.
Whoa.
Love it.
Love
that. Love that.
So that thing, I mean, he was my commander. I remember like 2006, maybe for a year. But that always stuck to my head. You know what I mean? And, you know, almost 20 years later, and I'm still remembering that and trying to apply that even outside of the military, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, for my
Great advice. Mm-hmm.
my inspectors, there's a bunch of companies that do what I do, but there's only me that I can sell, and my, you know, everything that I bring myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that even makes them pay more because they trust you. They know that you're going to be a serious person. They like you. Maybe you go out to eat sometimes, whatever. But you're not at the point of just having a work relationship. You evolve that into an actual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can do that in the business.
I'm sorry. So it's time, tools, and attitude.
Training and attitude.
Time, tools, training, and attitude. Man, I'm gonna steal that. I like it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. For me, one of the things, and in fact, it happened yesterday. You know, with my background, I did a lot of briefings. So I spoke in front of people, PowerPoints essentially, multiple times in front of my squadrons, in front of generals, colonels. And so I got comfortable doing that. You know, I don't get the stage fright that maybe a lot of people would. And it helped to build that leader. And so yesterday, you know, like I told you, I was part of our first of the year event for the Women's Council of Realtors. And
congratulations on that. Yes.
Yeah. And someone was like, you know, I had multiple people come up to me later on. They're like, wow, you spoke so well. Wow, oh my God. Like you're like, you could do this for a living, you know? And I was just like, I wasn't even barely nervous. And I know it was because of what I used to do in the military. Because imagine, you know, the things that we were briefing in the military, we're talking some serious operations and things like that. Because I did it both in imagery intelligence and also when I did my drone operations. And, but really I had that background from my imagery intelligence days because I always was briefing on visual recognition of different things. So that really helped. And just having a leadership role in the military, I got to that level, managing others. And it really, I see that actually translates. And, you know, becoming
definitely a natural. I mean, from drone operator, leadership skills, and now in real estate, and the newly elected vice president for the WCR. Congratulations on that achievement. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Tell us a little bit about that, about WCR and that experience.
So what I love about the organization, when I went to one of their events maybe over a year and a half ago, and I wanted to be part of something here because I was so used to everything in Orlando, but I lived in Deltona. I was like, I need to get to know Volusia County, get to know my area. And so I went to one of those events with a friend, another realtor local here with a different brokerage. And I'm not gonna lie, when I went there, I was a little like, I felt small, you know? I was like, ooh, and all these women, you know? And I swear I would have never thought that I would be where I am right now. But, you know, once I joined, you know, I started getting along really well with the president. And I don't know, just like I said, I build relationships with people. I got so close with her that she was like, Cassie, you are such a shining light. Like, we would love to have you on our board. And so, you know, pretty much the rest is history. I was like, okay, I was nervous at first, but then I realized I was a natural at it. You know, I loved it. I was passionate about it. And, you know, when you're passionate about something, it completely changes things, especially when people maybe they're like, you know, when it's a volunteer position, sometimes people want to do things, but maybe they get too busy and don't, you know. But for me, I make the time for it. I love it. You know, being a coach with our team, I love helping people. I love it. You know, I've soaked up so much knowledge because all I do in my spare time is listening to something, you know, that I'm able to be like, hey, Cassie, what do you do for this? I always have a solution. And so because of that, it translated into the WCR. And these amazing group of women are like my sisters. I get along with all of them. You know, all of them have personalities, and you know, it's an organization to help build leaders and teach leaders, and of course network with our strategic partners. So it's just been an incredible journey, and I'm so blessed because now I have a circle of friends right here where I live, and of course it extends out to you guys in Orlando.
So explain just briefly, very quickly, for those watching, what the WCR is, and originally why did they get started?
So the WCR is, I mean, it's probably the oldest organization and partner to the National Association of Realtors. And, you know, back in the day, women were not allowed to practice real estate. Mm-hmm. And so the Women's Council was created and, you know, essentially paved the way. And so, you know, obviously to pave the way, you needed to be a leader. And so the organization, you know, is a place for women. You know, we do a lot of trainings for leadership. And of course, like I said, just trainings, because a lot, you know, it not only attracts maybe seasoned agents, but a lot of new agents that need help, because not every brokerage is like EXP where they have this tons of training and support. Not all brokerages are like that, you know? And so I just love that the organization, you know, our slogan is leaders made here. They're not born, they're made. And so, and that's how it got started.
And I love that, because one of the things that you mentioned earlier is that you guys like to really educate yourself. And this comes from both of you guys, because I know Anthony had reached out to me and he's done his homework when it comes to real commercial. He's interested in that. But I was very impressed in the fact that he's done so much reading and listening to podcasts and everything. And that's important. You have to understand that in order for you to grow in this business, yes, you have to surround yourself with the right people that are going to take you. Yes, all the trainings have to be there, but also you have to take the initiative and perspective to run and understand and train yourself and learn on your own too. And that's one thing that I've noticed from Anthony. You're amazing at that. And we need some more realtors like you to learn that too also.
Well, it's easy to be, you know, forward thinking with Cassie, because I mean, she's like the perfect mentor to have at my disposition, like 24/7. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's changed me for the positive in the last year. Like, you know, got me reading, got me, you know, researching, got me studying stuff. It's like, you know, so, you know, a year ago, I just go to work, look at aircrafts, come home, play PlayStation. Now I'm trying to evolve into a better person. So
I love it, but you know, that's what couples do, right? Power couples, they inspire each other to keep like pushing each other to do better and keep growing together. So tell me a little bit about any challenges you guys have had and how you work through them.
Oof.
Real estate, guys, real estate.
I was going to say 3 kids, you can imagine.
Everything under the sun. Mm-hmm. Honestly, really one of our biggest struggles, and I'm sure every other married couple goes through it, especially with real estate, is finding balance.
Oof, I was going to ask you that next.
Yes, finding balance, because, you know, for me, once I committed, like it became an obsession. I never had that type of obsession before. And so, you know, I love my family and I want to do it for my family. I want to be successful for my family. And if that means that I have to take a little extra long hours, then I'm going to do it. You know, when Anthony started as a civilian, he had a job that was making him travel all over. I was always at home, you know, by myself with the girls. So that's probably been one of the biggest struggles is like, okay, when are you going to put that phone down? You know, so I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, we all have that problem. Even at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're like,
well, but how else would we post our stories?
no bueno. No.
Listen, I enjoy at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm seeing fitness stories on Facebook, but you know what? That is a common struggle with a lot of people, is how to find that balance. And so, you know, it's probably one that we have to probably think in advance what's that ideal schedule that's going to work for our family, right? Not just for work wise, because you have your ideal work day, but you got to make sure that your family time is fitting in there. And then we just have to kind of like pull ourselves away. I think somebody yesterday, I'm on Instagram and I'm watching one of the girls from EXPL. So her name is Elizabeth, and she gave a good tip that I liked. And so she says that when she goes to bed, she puts the phone on airplane mode. All right, so now nothing is coming through. And then when she wakes up in the morning for those first 2 hours, she continues to have that phone on airplane mode. And I thought, wow, you know, I hadn't thought about that. And I like that idea a lot.
Oh, we're starting tonight.
We get distracted by the phone and we want to quickly look at what's going on with the world. And it pulls you away from your goals, maybe the things that you had initially wanted to get your day started with. And so that airplane mode, I think, is probably.
I actually like that a lot. And another one, I was on the morning real estate clubhouse this morning, and someone brought that up, and I brought the same scenario, you know, time management, and I can't remember her name, but she said something that really resonated. She says the problem that we have sometimes is that if we put it on our calendars and we know that we alert ourselves, hey, from 3 to 5, this is our kid time. This is our homework time and everything. And the phone automatically turns off or it stops ringing. You already know that your mindset is getting used to that phone not ringing from 3 to 5.
It's like retraining your
brain.
Right.
It's like retraining your mind. She says it's all about a mindset. And I thought that was really impressive. She goes, so no one can tell me that. I got 4 kids. They're all in elementary school. So I know what it is to turn off that phone from 3 to 6 and not even look at it, because that is my family time. This is where I cook. I spend time with them. We do homework. And then after 6 o'clock, then we'll see how it goes from there. So I thought that was great what she did.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So now, with having your family, business, and on all the things that you're involved in, what do you guys do to keep your relationship going? Talk about date night or anything fun that you guys do.
We are big fans of downtown Sanford.
I love it. Okay.
Yes, we haven't been there in a while because we're doing this challenge, and usually when we go there, it's to eat good and drink good, specifically beer. So that's always been our thing since we were dating. We love going to breweries. You know, before we would travel a little more, but since we have the little ones, now we kind of keep it local and have babysitters when we can and have date night.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, and I have seen that. I love when you guys post that and everything. Even I've noticed that you guys even do it for lunchtime sometimes. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yes, and that's the beauty about working in real estate. You know,
exactly
that time. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Any tips that you would give to agents wanting to get started or people wanting to get started in a new career in real estate?
For me, I say educate yourself and be positive. You know, just keep on going, because you know not everybody starts making $1 million the first year. You know, but you never, you know, with hard work, dedication, you can make it. You know.
Yeah. One of mine, aside from education, which you know I'm a big proponent of. Reading. I've learned that reading about a lot of other successful people, other successful leaders, really helps to put into perspective what these people went through. You know, it's, you know, and why, you know, having that why, you know, and really thinking about it. A lot of us, our life is going like this. We don't even take the time to be quiet and think. And, you know, like, what am I doing? What is my purpose? What makes me happy? You know, what is my why? What am I doing all this for? Why am I mad? You know, and really starting to ask yourself those questions, you know, because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you're making that money. I want to do it too. And it's, you know, it's really not about that, because you got to have resiliency and grit for this career, because if not, you'll be out the door really quick, because it's hard to get, it's easy to get discouraged if you're not constantly focusing on this right here, because this will mess you up.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I remember when you read the Married in Real Estate book and you reached out to Rebecca, and I was like, I didn't know that about that. I just found this out from you guys.
Yeah, I love reading it and hearing your story.
Yeah, but it's so true. Most of it is a mental challenge, and so we have to be strong enough to kind of muscle through that. And then the rest of it, when you retrain your brain, you'll be able to reprogram yourself to have those good habits, to be disciplined and be consistent, because sometimes you don't see the fruits of your work immediately, but that doesn't mean you're not doing the right things, right? It means that you just have to keep going, because you got to put in the work, you got to put in the time, and the rest will follow. So guys, thank you so much. You're rock stars. I know that there's going to be so much great things coming your way, and I can't wait to experience that growth with you. But thanks for sharing with us today. Have a nice day, everyone. Until the next time, we'll see you again.
All right.
Yeah.